French dip, they're going to know it.
Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Now at 8, the Kaiser Permanente nurses strike hits the 3-week mark. So what's keeping Kaiser executives and healthcare workers so far apart? Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks very much for joining us. I'm Phil Schuman, in tonight for Christine Devine. Kaiser nurses continue on the picket lines saying patient care is suffering.
Kaiser disagrees, but healthcare workers claim the strike is leading to long waits, delayed surgeries, and much more. Fox 11's Gina Silva, she's live in Hollywood with the story tonight. Gina?
That's right. As you said it's going into its 3rd week and no deal in sight. Kaiser says patients are in good hands, but the nurses on the picket line say staffing shortages are delaying care. It's day 15 of nurses holding the line, saying the conditions inside Kaiser Permanente hospitals and clinics have become unsafe.
Kaiser keeps telling us to do more, and we do more, and we end up doing with a lot less staff, a lot less resources, and we're just fed up with trying to do more with less. So
Jez Mangubat, a 23-year registered nurse, says the impact shows up in patient care.
There's long wait time in the emergency department. You're waiting for anywhere between 6 to 12 hours to be seen. To see a primary physician, you're waiting 2 to 3 months, sometimes 4 months.
Nurses say while Kaiser keeps growing, staffing levels have fallen behind.
Another example would be surgeries. Patients are waiting 3 months, 4 months, 6 months to get procedures done because they're overbooked. There aren't staff.
Reduced access to lab work at this point, so if you need a diagnosis in the ER, you can't get a diagnosis right away until you get the lab work done.
They're asking for more staff, higher pay, and stronger protections for patient safety. Kaiser issued a statement that says in part, "We are disappointed that union leaders chose to strike knowing the effect it could have on patient access and experience. Our commitment remains unwavering, and we will continue to take the necessary steps needed to support our members, keep them informed, and ensure they continue to receive the high-quality, compassionate care they expect from Kaiser Permanente." We will have the full statement on our website.
I try to make something happen because we really need the nurses.
George Rodriguez is urging Kaiser to return to the bargaining table with nurses. As a Kaiser patient, he says he's experienced longer delays in care.
It is true what they're saying. Everything is backed up, especially if you have psychological problems and all that. You're now waiting 15, 20 days versus 2 days.
Nurses say they want wages that keep up with inflation and market rates, and that would be about a 25% pay increase. Kaiser is currently offering a 21.5% increase. Marla, Phil?
Earlier, I know that you and Phil were on the air talking about the fact that some of these workers, they had to cross the picket line in that they had to go back to work to make ends meet. Do we know the percentage of those workers?
No, they didn't provide a number, but we do know that several nurses, they couldn't keep up with it. It's going into its 3rd week. They have families to feed, and the union says they're okay with that because they understand financial need. But they plan to continue picketing until they actually get those demands met.
Well, it sounds like they're not that far off in terms of salary, but I guess all of the other issues. Meantime, you know, we heard from those patients. I mean, that's drastic wait times and.
Yeah, your one soundbite, typical 2-day wait is now up to what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks, and to get an appointment, sometimes it can take up to 2 months, is what I'm hearing. And the patient is the one that's losing, and that's why the nurses say they're fighting. Again, Kaiser says that's not true. You know, who knows what the truth may lie in the middle, but it's not a good situation. And when you talk about it's very close, you know, 25%, 21%, it's not just the pay. They're talking about cuts to pensions, other benefits, and so all of that plays into the negotiations.
All right, Gina.
Consider. Yes.
Meantime, if you play basketball, you can make $50 million a year.
If you can be a professional athlete, yes.
All right, a Pasadena fire captain now facing 9 felony charges for allegedly sexually abusing 3 children over 2 decades. Prosecutors say 45-year-old Christopher Ramstead committed lewd acts while in positions of trust. The LA County DA's office says all 3 victims under 14 years. The incidents took place in LA and Ventura counties between 2003 and last year. Ramstead pleaded not guilty today, but is being held without bail.
Tonight, an up-close look at homeless encampments along Western Avenue, where residents and business owners say growing safety concerns are changing daily life in the neighborhood.
While some call the situation a nuisance, those living in the encampments say they need real help as the city launches new efforts to address the problem. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf, who's been on that story tonight, is live with us tonight. Matthew?
Well, Phil, Marlo, we're about 4 blocks from that story we did about 2 weeks ago in Larchmont, where they're having major prostitution problems, and residents feel like it really starts where we are right now. This is essentially ground zero, but they're also reporting things like gang violence and vandalism. Elliot will show you this building out here. You can see it's tagged all over the side. The business owner reportedly just constantly trying to cover that up and fix it. But if you go and take a look at this video, here's a closer look at the sprawling encampments earlier this evening right off of Western Avenue in Oakwood. We saw tents reinforced with plywood, furniture, roaming pets, and what appears to be a kitchen in one of the encampments. But business owners say the real problems go far beyond that, complaining about gang violence, open drug use, vandalism, and prostitution. One business owner, too afraid to go on camera, but met with a candidate for the council district here, while tonight also hearing from people from the encampment.
When she gets here at 8 in the morning, there are literally, her words, naked girls standing on Oakwood in front of her shop. Now the encampment has expanded to the sidewalk, so it's blocking ADA, it's blocking access for pedestrians, and it's taking up the parking as well. So about 3 other spaces have been lost as well to the encampment.
I was walking down, west of Beverly just now, and certainly you see a couple people here and there, but you wave or you try and do, anything you can, but,
How do you respond to people that they would call this situation a nuisance?
Yeah, I think they're right. What am I going to say? I mean, they're right. They're absolutely right. I mean, we shouldn't be living like this.
After our story 2 weeks ago, the DA's office announced a task force that's going to go after the Western Avenue corridor to target the prostitution problems. But business owners, residents feel like maybe not enough is being done. They want to see more action. We did reach out to the council member for this district, Hugo Soto Martinez, and so far tonight, we haven't heard back. We're live, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Well, I mean, this continues to be like the issue in Los Angeles.
Across so many neighborhoods.
Whether it's the mayor, the council district.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you got the council candidate, but we actually haven't heard back from the council member himself.
Yeah, that's correct. And we did hear from him the last story we did over in Larchmont. Again, that's about 4 blocks away. I did think it was interesting, though, speaking with some of the people living in this encampment tonight. We were asked them, are you offered help, services from the city? They said yes, but they also don't want to live in the shelter. They say they actually feel safer living out here on the street.
And then what about for the dry cleaner behind you, and just it's tagged continuously, you say? Does this person, are there surveillance video that can help get the perpetrators?
Yeah, that's the business owner actually that was too afraid to go on cameras. They do have surveillance video, but they've spent thousands of dollars trying to replace windows and paint over the tagging. They feel like it's constant, but also they feel like not enough is being done despite the surveillance video that they do have.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, Matthew, I mean, you could do that story every night.
He does.
In almost every community in Southern California. And I can tell you what Hugo Soto Martinez will say, we're actively working on the situation. We're trying to, do the best we can to provide, housing and shelter for the homeless. I mean, just goes on.
And let me jump in here quickly, Matthew. To Phil's point, you were out there in Westwood, and the encampment there that was cleaned up when you were out there, it's back. It was back that night. In fact, it's been building.
Yeah, that one was back within an hour. We started seeing the tents come back. We were speaking again with the people here tonight, and they'll say that the city will come and clear out the encampment, and then they'll come back. They don't have anywhere else to go. So that's the problem that we're really seeing, as Phil was saying, all over the city.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could do the whole hour on that story. But thank you, Matthew, for keeping on that. A teen was shot tonight in North Hollywood. Officers responding to 11,000 block of West Chandler, where the LAPD says a teenager was found with a gunshot wound. His condition has not been released. Investigators are working to determine what led to that shooting.
New details about last week's crash at a Westwood market that killed 3 people. Authorities now releasing the name of the customer who died when a car plowed right into the bakery. That victim is 28-year-old Z Dow. He and 2 store employees, Doris Renault and Lionel Mateo, were killed instantly. Police say the driver, a woman in her 90s, also hit a bicyclist before hitting the 99 Ranch Market. Investigators are calling it an accident. 4 others continue to recover in the hospital.
Well, the world's biggest social media platform on trial in a Los Angeles courtroom earlier today for allegedly fostering an addiction that hurts young people using them. Opening statements in the landmark case started today. Fox 11's Haley Winslow was in the courtroom for day 1.
How often are you guys on social media?
Like every day.
4 hours a day. Teenagers marched through downtown LA to take a stand against ICE and say social media keeps them politically informed.
That's where you get your news, probably, isn't it? 100%. Free Palestine, and we get to acknowledge what's happening in Gaza, and all these things that, you know, are going around in this nation that are unfair to us and to everybody else. It affects everyone, and if there's somebody out there that doesn't think that it doesn't affect them, it does.
And you're fighting for those who can't.
100%, 100%.
At the same time, right across the street and inside LA Superior Court, lawyers fight against social media, arguing it fosters youth addiction. It's a trial closely watched as a test case for hundreds of similar pending lawsuits. The plaintiff, identified as KGM, is suing for severe mental harm. Already reaching a settlement with TikTok and Snapchat, the NorCal woman is now after Meta and Google-owned YouTube. Now an adult, KGM says she was hooked on the platforms at age 10, and from them says she suffered depression, bullying, and sextortion. The suit says kids consumed by social media has also led to eating disorders, sleep deprivation, broad discontentment for life, even suicide, and that she was almost a statistic.
If there are, I guess, fears, parents can take control of that. And but other than that, I think also kids should know what's right from wrong. I mean that's what you grow up learning,
KGM says her mom implemented parental controls, but like some kids, she found a way around it. Now she's trying to protect other children from similar harm. Her lawyer says this case is about 2 of the richest corporations in human history, powered by complex algorithms designed to exploit the psychology of children. A benchmark decision soon in the hands of 12 jurors. In downtown LA, Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Still ahead at 8, the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie continues with today's ransom deadline passing hours ago.
Despite many public pleas for help, the 84-year-old still nowhere to be found. Where this investigation stands ahead.
The Epstein investigation is heating up again, but lawmakers are getting stonewalled by a co-conspirator. I'm Mike Emanuel in Washington. I've got the details coming up.
We are looking at a chance for some wet weather to arrive for us as early as tomorrow. I'll have the details on how long it sticks around after this break.
Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie released a new heart-wrenching video as the search for her missing mother continues. They're now into the second week. Investigators still have not identified any person of interest in the case or what even leads they're looking at.
Meantime, the deadline for $6 million ransom has come and gone. Fox's Caroline Elliott has more.
Savannah Guthrie begging for answers in a new Instagram video 2 hours before the ransom deadline.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help.
The Today Show co-anchor asking the public for help after her 84-year-old mother disappeared more than 1 week ago.
We are at an hour of desperation.
The latest from investigators, or at least what they're saying publicly, is they still do not have a suspect or a person of interest in this case. Over the weekend, detectives continued searching Nancy Guthrie's home, focusing on the septic tank in her backyard.
You don't want to find out a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now when you actually catch the suspect that her body was in there. And so you've got to check that. Maybe a cell phone was flushed down the toilet. Maybe some other device that might give them some information is in there. They've got to check it.
An alleged ransom note set a Monday evening deadline for the family to hand over $6 million in Bitcoin. The Guthries have released several videos on social media pleading for their mother's return.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
TMZ reports the Bitcoin wallet was still empty as of Monday morning, and experts fear that even if the ransom were paid, it may be untraceable. In Tucson, Arizona, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Well, tonight we're learning what caused the death of legendary actress Catherine O'Hara. A death certificate from the LA County Medical Examiner's Office states it was from a pulmonary embolism with rectal cancer as the underlying cause. The oncologist who signed off on the certificate indicated he had been treating her since last March. The document also states she was cremated. O'Hara was rushed to Santa Monica Hospital Friday, January 30th from her Brentwood home after she started having trouble breathing. She died that same day. O'Hara was 71 years old.
Well, a federal judge here in Los Angeles says California cannot ban federal agents from wearing masks. A law signed in September required agents to show ID, but did not allow them to cover their faces. The Trump administration said that ban put officers at risk, went against the Constitution. The judge decided the law singled out federal agents unfairly since it didn't apply to state officers. The judge, however, did uphold a separate law requiring agents to display their agency name or badge number.
Well, tonight, seemingly everyone is still talking about
a lot of people.
The Super Bowl 60's halftime show. During his performance, Bad Bunny featured artists from the local band Mariachi Divas.
But that's certainly not all. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez spoke to several local artists and business people who were also highlighted on that world stage.
Los declaro marido y mujer. Puedes estar a la novia.
They really did get married during the Super Bowl Bad Bunny halftime show. Covina High graduates Thomas Walter and Elisa Aparicio had invited his favorite musician to their wedding. The next thing they know, they are getting invited to say "I do" during the Super Bowl halftime show. The show's hairdressers, also local, told us all about it when they returned to L.A.
It was totally unexpected. It was nothing that they thought would ever happen.
They asked, and next thing you know, they're on stage, and Bad Bunny was his favorite artist, and she had mentioned to me that Lady Gaga was hers, so it just felt like everything was meant to be. I got to do her hair for the biggest day of her life.
It was also a big day in the lives of the Los Angeles Mariachi Divas de Cindy Chea, the multi-Grammy winners talking to us as they make their way back from San Francisco.
I think it was just incredible, surreal. We're all just extremely grateful and honored to represent our communities and the diversity on there within the orchestra.
When I say Villas, you say tacos. Villas! Tacos! Villas! Tacos!
Also proud, Chef Victor Villa outside Highland Park's Villa's Tacos, where people lined up after seeing him during the halftime show. That's him. You know, the son of immigrants who started his business selling tacos outside his family's home. Benito! Now posting videos with Bad Bunny from the Super Bowl. Is there a moment that it hit you just how proud you have to be about?
Oh yeah, right before that, like right before and right after.
What's going through your heart? I mean, the pride.
Love, love. That's it. Love's going through my heart right now. Gratitude.
In Highland Park, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
All right, coming up, all eyes turn from Santa Clara to Inglewood. Super Bowl 61. It's here in L.A.
And as you can imagine, they have some big plans for SoFi Stadium next.
Weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
Well, live look outside, and it was sort of a bummer that it was such a beautiful day on Super Bowl Sunday because most people were inside.
Well, I guess things are going to change now. Star's all excited because she gets to talk about some rain or something.
You know me so well, Phil. As soon as we get any active weather, yes, I do get excited too. Just warn you all, give you guys those precautions of what's to come. Out there right now across the LAX area and most of Southern California, we are under dry conditions. Pretty busy getting into those terminals. I watched both Saturday and Sunday coming off of this weekend, and it was pretty smooth there all day. Now, the difference in our weather coming off of this weekend is going to be the fact that we have some moisture building in. This weekend, we had beautiful temperatures in the 70s and the 80s, but also a lot of sunshine. As early as this morning, we started to see that cloud buildup happening. And it's still sticking around here. We are under mostly cloudy skies, and we will remain that way through the remainder of our Monday evening here across most of Southern California. Also, we have some wind advisories in place. Let's talk about these. We do have our winds pushing in tomorrow around the afternoon hour, carrying into Wednesday. This is during the bulk of that moisture or the system disturbance pushing through. We are going to see a southerly flow where our sustained winds could reach as high as 30 30 miles per hour, but we'll really be keeping our eyes on those gusts because we could at times see across all of our beige highlighted area here our gusts reaching 50 miles per hour or higher. We're going to continue with our high surf advisory. This is going to be for our Ventura County coastline. So some of our beaches up there, we could see those large breaking waves anywhere from 4 to 7 feet. Dangerous rip currents as well. And these advisories are in place until Wednesday evening. Our temperatures tonight will be dropping down into the 40s and 50s for most of the area. We are going to continue to see those sub-freezing temperatures across our mountains, 31 across Big Bear tonight, and then down in our low deserts, temperatures the mildest on our map there at about 60 degrees. Here's a look at that disturbance funneling in from offshore. We start to see the bulk of this moisture arriving during the second half of tomorrow. With those outer bands reaching, we could potentially see some of us getting a light shower or two earlier in the day tomorrow. But as you see, as the system draws in closer, most of that is expected to take place during the second half of tomorrow and move over into the early morning hours of Wednesday is when we will see the bulk of that moisture sticking around for the LA area and surrounding region. Now, as we push into Wednesday, we are still expecting to have some of the residue sticking around for some of us. Not everyone sees all of that rain and all at once. By the time we arrive at Thursday, we are expecting that our rain chance will have washed out across the area. So back-to-back 40% chances. We dry out towards the end of the week, but then we are looking at a secondary rain system moving in towards the weekend. I'll have those details coming up. For now, back to you.
Thank you, Star. Still ahead here. The Epstein investigation is still moving forward, but it's hit a significant roadblock.
Ghislaine Maxwell is stonewalling lawmakers refusing to answer questions. What happens next? Plus, Ed Lascos.
And tonight, live in Chatsworth, a serious crash here involving a Tesla. It explodes, burst into flames. Its lithium-ion battery burning, sending out thick smoke, possibly toxic smoke. Stand by for the latest on that.
across SoCal. This is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11.
Wow, we're back at 8:31 on this Monday night. Take a look at this video. A fiery crash involving a Tesla shuts down a busy street, leading to 2 people rushed to the hospital. Hazmat crews called in for a dangerous cleanup. All this in the San Fernando Valley.
Fox 11's Ed Lascos, he's live there in Winnetka with the story. Incredible images, Ed.
Yeah, you're right about that, Marlon. If the crash itself isn't bad enough, then you have a Tesla. It is burning lithium-ion batteries, possible toxic smoke. Really challenging situation for first responders, LA City Fire, as they rushed in here. Let's get you into it, Joe. Take us into the story. You see that pine tree there? The bark, the trunk banged up. These trees never give way when they're hit by these vehicles. That's the case here. That Tesla, we don't know if it's sideswiped, sending it out of control, or if it just loses control as it doesn't make the turn here, heading down Nordoff, heading toward Mason, the cross street. Anyway, it slams right into that big pine tree, slams into it head on. Watch. That is a Tesla turned fireball as LA City Fire Engine 104 rushes in. This video, shared on the Citizens app, shows traffic backed up on Nordoff with a pillar of thick black smoke now pouring out of that burning Tesla. It is a crash scene that has victims and debris widespread along the roadway, up on the sidewalk. Check that. That's a right front tire and the rim of the Tesla sent flying yards away, all from the impact, ripped off after the Tesla slams head-on into a tree. Firefighters work on this crash victim after pulling her out of the wreckage and all the smoke. The Tesla, the only wreckage here, but don't be fooled, it is still a dangerous scene as first responders deal with a fully engulfed Tesla, an electric vehicle that's known to burn hot. And if this fire isn't threatening enough, look at all the black smoke, a threat to be contaminated with dangerous chemicals, all the burn-off from the Tesla's lithium-ion battery. Here LAPD chasing onlookers away, keeping them back from all the smoke. Even the victims moved to a safe distance away. They are all rushed to the ER while the firefight with the Tesla brings this comment from a witness.
I'm surprised that they got this thing off quickly. Usually with the Teslas, they last a while. They're just gonna keep watering it and keep going because those things reignite sometimes.
And now you are looking live east there as the traffic goes on Nordoff, and firefighters, first responders get a bit of a break here. This is really, if you're familiar with this area on Nordoff, it is really an industrial area, a lot of warehouses and some big, long, wide buildings. It's not a residential area right here, and that was a big concern because first responders were saying if it really was a neighborhood, they'd have to worry about that smoke and possible evacuations. Not the case, though, because of the warehouses and what was going on here. We can tell you that we had 2 victims from this crash, rushed to the ER, one said to be critical, and we don't know at this point if the injuries are from the crash itself or possibly from the fumes as that battery from that electric vehicle was burning. Still all under investigation, Phil and Marla, but a very serious situation here from that crash earlier today.
I'm still just trying to take that all in. Ed, do we know what caused this crash? And was it a single vehicle crash with a Tesla? Because I know the other cars were pulled over.
Well, you know, that's the thing. Conflicting reports is LA City Traffic, with the LAPD investigating this. They're trying to figure out if there was another vehicle. So there was some talk it might have been a truck coming into one of these areas, sideswiped that Tesla, sending it out of control, sending it down in this direction as it was trying to make the turn, crosses over the opposing lanes and slams head onto that tree. They're thinking that's a possibility, but if there was another vehicle, one of the inspectors telling me that it suffered only minor damage in all of this. So they're still trying to piece it all together. But really their concern was getting here, seeing that Tesla burning, engulfed into a fireball, and then having to deal, you know, what they know is we've seen these before. These batteries, they burn hot. They can't initially put water on them because it doesn't do any good. It actually flares up the fire more, and then you have that possible threatening smoke. So it was really I'll tell you, a touchy situation here for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, presumably the driver, and if there was a passenger, were able to get out of that vehicle, or someone helped them out of that vehicle before the flames really engulfed it.
Yeah. And that's what we were also hearing, again, bits and pieces back and forth. A third victim here may have been a bystander who rushed in there and broke a window or two trying to get them out of there from the smoke, and they had some cuts on their hands, and that's why paramedics needed to come in with a third ambulance. But that person, we're told, was not transported. So still, it was just, you can imagine, a wild scene here and not a lot of help. It's a busy street, Nordhoff, very busy, especially in the morning when all that happened. But again, it's an industrial area, so you don't have all of that traffic back and forth. And then all of a sudden, as we saw in that video from the Citizen app that was shared, it's a backup of traffic. Everybody's looking to see what the heck is going on up there. And of all things, they see this Tesla, and it's burning like crazy.
All right, Ed, thank you. You can still see all that shattered glass on the road behind him. Tonight, the Jeffrey Epstein investigation is once again moving forward, despite Ghislaine Maxwell's refusing to testify. She's demanding clemency from President Trump. Fox's Mike Emanuel reports on what happened.
This obviously is very disappointing. We had many questions to ask.
House Oversight Chair James Comer speaking bluntly about the state of the Epstein investigation following what should have been an eye-opening deposition from Epstein's longtime girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. Instead, she pleaded the fifth in response to nearly every question, claiming she'll only answer if she's given a pardon by President Trump, an idea opposed by most members of the committee.
I personally don't think she should be granted any type of immunity or clemency.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have been trying to figure out how Epstein got away with abusing so many girls for so long. And they want to know if any high-profile Americans helped. Two commanders-in-chief have been named, Presidents Trump and Clinton. But on Monday, Maxwell said she doesn't think either broke the law.
She has no indication and would say that neither Presidents Trump or Clinton are culpable for any wrongdoing.
Maxwell is serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking, but some Democrats are accusing the White House of trying to cut a deal in exchange for her silence.
Why did she not plead the fifth when Blanche asked her questions? And now she's pleading the fifth about things that don't implicate her, but may implicate many of the other powerful people.
Committee members also heading to the DOJ on Monday for an unredacted look at the Epstein files. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
In California politics tonight, California Congressman Eric Swalwell is getting a major endorsement in the race for governor. Senator Adam Schiff announced his support earlier today, praising Swalwell's leadership and saying he is prepared to tackle the state's biggest challenges. Swalwell entered the race in November to replace term-limited Governor Gavin Newsom in a crowded field for June's primary.
Well, to celebrate Black Heritage Month, we're highlighting organizations that are making a real lasting impact in our communities.
Fox 11's Araxia Carpadian checks back in with one group to see how its mission has expanded.
How was your weekend?
It was lovely. For many families impacted by the Altadena and Pacific Palisades fires, recovery continues. A year later, many are still searching for food, clothing, and a sense of stability.
Come to the back of house. Let me show you the magic.
Inside Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza, It's Bigger Than Us has quietly become a lifeline, transforming a storefront into a place of relief, dignity, and community.
We were able to get in touch with international and national partners and brands, and they jumped in on the mission and say, how can we support the people that are impacted?
Families impacted by the fires come here by appointment.
You have to make sure your verifications are up to date. Meet with a case manager. You get a paper about what you can shop and how often you can come. And then you check out, and you also get a gift card for $50.
For someone like Kevin Chavez, who lost his home in Altadena, this place fills critical gaps.
I lost my job, and it's been really hard.
What are some things that you picked up today?
Cans of tuna, pasta and pasta sauce. That'll feed my 4 kids.
But fire recovery looks different for everyone.
They think we're rich, so we don't need help.
Including longtime Pacific Palisades residents who say assumptions often get in the way of support.
What I find in the Palisades is that a lot of people are still in shock and not moving forward yet.
The organization's work is deeply personal.
All of the staff that run and operate the IB2 disaster relief are fire impacted themselves.
Thomas Andrews' home in Altadena didn't burn down, but it's inhabitable.
Full of smoke and soot, lead. Once we do finish, we still don't know if it's okay to move back.
Thomas was a shopper here himself before he started working here.
What does just even the name "It's Bigger Than Us" mean to you?
That is not about yourself, you know, it's about community, reached out and helping, and helping those in a time of need, just because people think you live in a certain area, you know, but we're all in the same boat.
From the beginning, Tyrone says the mission has always been about people.
Now individuals like ourselves are stepping up and saying, hey, where can I volunteer my time? Where can I donate the resources? And so if I can inspire and generate hope in that way, then job well done.
That was Araxia Carpadian. It's Bigger Than Us will host a community gathering February 21st.
That'll bring together families impacted by both the Eaton and Pacific Palisades fires for listening sessions and planning on next steps.
All right, coming up, Valentine's Day is this weekend, and we have some sweet tips for love. The Donut Daddy, he is here in studio.
Stars paying attention all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, that sounds like my kind of party. And right before Love Day, I do have some wet weather headed our way. I'll have the details on whether or not it's going to impact your Valentine's Day weekend celebration.
Oh, we have it all for you here on the 8 o'clock hour. He's the host with the most from down under, but he's not putting shrimp on the Barbie. He's making something much sweeter, going viral on social media for his baking, specifically donuts.
I'm blushing already. In fact, his massive following has earned him the nickname Donut Daddy. His real name is Anthony Randello Yan. Good to have you, Donut Daddy.
Nice to meet you. Thank
Well
you for having me.
nickname.
Yeah, it's a little bit spicy, you know, but yeah, you know, I mastered the art of the donut. So
why donuts?
Well, it kind of all happened because I wanted to start a little catering company.
Okay.
In my hometown, and
which is
Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
And so it all happened like that, and then we developed this concept to make these little Danish donuts, and we sold them at the events, and then we got a bad review. Some guys like, these aren't real donuts. So then I said, you know what, we've got to start developing the recipes, and it was like 10 years ago, and then I have a donut shop in Melbourne.
Okay.
And so that's how it all started, and I wanted to promote it on social media for fun, you know? And I just came up with the name like Donut Daddy, so thought it was something, yeah.
Well, can we all just be frank here? It doesn't look like you eat a lot of donuts.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know, I do a lot of late night cardio. And no, I do a lot of cardio, a lot of exercise, and but I do.
Marla's like beside herself here. So we have this plate of we have this plate of like relatively ordinary donuts.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to transform them into something more spectacular.
Yes.
How do you do that?
So you can basically, you know, I mean, what I would do would be, if you're just going to a supermarket, I would get some chocolate. You know, you could choose your chocolate if you want dark, milk, white, whatever.
Yeah.
Choose your chocolate, melt it down, get some crushed nuts, or some biscuit crumb, depending which way, and then you could get like a Nutella, or maybe some other kind of, like, if you want maybe peanut butter or something like that. Then I'll dip it in the chocolate, put a bit of the Nutella or something like that, and then some crushed nuts, and that would really bring it to life, make it a bit more gourmet and a bit more presentable.
We have some tips that we want to show our viewers, so let's bring those up.
Pro baking tips.
Yeah, pro baking tips. So, want to go over these?
Yeah, so if you're going to be baking at home, basically what you want to be doing is getting a good high quality flour. You want to make sure it's like a high protein flour. It's going to ensure the donuts have a nice rise, a nice structure.
Okay.
And then you want to get a thermometer, because you want to check the temperature of the dough. That will make sure that you get the right, so you're not over mixing it, or under mixing it, basically. And then you want to keep the temperature of your room around, it's around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it means it won't be too hot or too cold. And then getting a good equipment, so you want to have like a good mixer, a good scale, stuff like that will ensure that you have like a really good, basically, you know, foundation to make whatever you want to make at home. Yeah.
And here we're seeing your book. So that's why you're in town. That's why you're in Los Angeles.
Correct.
Because you're on a book tour. It's called the Donut Daddy Cookbook: Sugar and Seduction in 69 Recipes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very clever.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right amount of recipes. You know, you don't want too many or too little. It's just the correct amount. You know.
I'm so gonna get fired for this.
No.
Your fault. Are you gonna help me get another job?
Oh yeah, we can get you in the bakery. You know. You know how to knead the dough?
I can learn. Do you do house calls?
I can.
Don't worry, I'm happily married. My husband knows this about me.
No, it's all good.
Okay, so in your cookbook, do you have a favorite, by the way, favorite donut?
Yeah, so I like the strawberry tiramisu in the donut, and we're actually doing a collab for that one, but in New York City with the donut shop. We're doing it. Dough Donuts. We're doing like a strawberry tiramisu. He's selling it at his stores at the moment. That's probably the favorite donut in there. Yeah, but there's
Did you see the Dunkin' Donuts commercial yesterday in the Super Bowl?
No, I actually didn't. We were on the airplane. Yeah. What was it like?
Well, it's too long to explain. You should watch that, and you should also visit. I'm sure you've heard of Randy's Donuts.
Yes. Yeah.
Southern California.
You should team up with Randy's.
There's a lot of donut options here.
Yeah. No, I want to visit. Like, we're kind of in communication a little bit with Randy's.
Cool.
But yeah, and that's funny, because like my last name's Rendello, but some of my good friends call me Randy.
Oh yeah.
So it's a coincidence.
And you know, Randy has another meaning as well.
We'll call him Daddy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Pick up his book, the Donut Daddy Cookbook. Follow him on social media as well. All right, Star, over to you.
Always a good day for donuts, especially when we have this type of weather going on. Some of that comfort food treats. That's a treat to have Donut Daddy in studio with us as well. Taking a look outside right now on satellite and radar, a lot of cloud buildup. All of this ahead of our storm maker on the way. As of right now, most of us under those dry conditions, and yes, the clouds will be in place through the rest of this evening. Not just some wet weather on the way. We are also expecting our temperatures to make a big tumble down, and then we're also expecting those breezes to come too. We could see our winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour across some of the area. This is expected to be into tomorrow and sticking around through the middle of our week. Now, our most widespread rain that is expected to roll through here will be later in the day tomorrow. So tomorrow night, moving over into the overnight hours of Wednesday morning. Locally, we're expecting to see about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch, and then we do have our local mountains that could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, possibly more, depending on where those localized storms do set up. Temperatures today, we did quite nice. This is going to be the ending of that warming streak we had flowing in from the weekend. All of the yellow representing the 70s on the map that we've seen today, and then those 80s in the orange there. A lot of 60s also up towards our high deserts and also across portions of the Ventura County area. Our weather pattern is going to show that cool air, but also the rain moving in as early as tomorrow, sticking around through our Wednesday. And then by the end of this week, we're going to see that rain dry out for us, and then also our temperatures slowly try their best to climb back up. We're shooting for a high tomorrow of 65 degrees. Just make sure that you do have your umbrellas on deck. Do not be fooled by the fact that tomorrow will start off drier, but then as we move to the second half, we are expecting to see that rain move in. Some of that sticking around through the early morning hours of Wednesday, Thursday through Saturday. Our temperatures are going again to gradually start to warm up. We'll also be drying out, and we are looking at a secondary storm system arriving for us the back half of our weekend, sticking around into Monday of next week. And of course, if you're in the valleys tomorrow, expect your temperatures to be in the 60s, with rain chances also arriving for you later in the day. We'll be right back after this, but for now, back to you.
Thank you, Star. We still have more news ahead on the 8 o'clock hour.
But first, here's a preview of what's coming up at 9. More Donut Daddy. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Struggling to make ends meet, a new program is offering up to $15,000 to help cover rent, mortgage, or utility bills. But there's a catch. Find out who qualifies and how to apply. Plus, are you feeling sluggish after Super Bowl Sunday? You're not alone. A group backed by Tom Brady and comedian Drewski wants to make the Monday after the big game a national holiday. We have details ahead at 9.
61, which is set to return to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. That's February 14th, 2027. That will be Valentine's Day if you're planning ahead, Marla. Cheers today as the president of the LA Sports and Entertainment Commission caught that football, passed by, I keep saying San Francisco, even though the game was in Santa Clara, right? LA's promising a celebration that builds on the success of Super Bowl 56, which was back in 2022 when the Rams won at home at SoFi.
Well, this post from the Super Bowl host committee. Super Bowl 61 happens on Valentine's Day. The next day is President's Day. That means the Monday after Super Bowl will actually be a holiday.
That's what we were just talking about with Tom Brady, right? And so check out the official logo for the game. Very well done. It has waves.
Oh,
Get it?
cool.
Waves, you know, LA, the ocean, Southern California, inside the Roman numerals. And Rachel Aragon is working on a story about all the sports activity that's going to be happening in Southern California.
Right.
That's going to be coming up in the next hour.
All right, don't go anywhere. We are not done yet. LA Live News Tonight continues at 9.
Across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
We're fighting for patient care.
Now at 9, 3 weeks and counting, thousands of Kaiser nurses remain on strike. So what's the key issue keeping both sides from reaching a deal? We will break it down. Plus, growing safety concerns. Tonight, we are taking you inside homeless encampments along Western Avenue in Hollywood.
And after last night, the Super Bowl, the focus now already shifting back here to Los Angeles. We're live this evening at SoFi Stadium with how commission's already gearing up to host another big event.
Plus, we're live from the coast to the inland valleys. Meteorologist Star Harvey with a preview of what's on the horizon.
Well, Marla, we are tracking some moisture building in as early as tomorrow. That means rain, and it does come for multiple days. I'll have the details on that, but also your weekend forecast well ahead of time. Beck.
All right, Star, thank you. Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm Marla Tejas. Tonight, an up-close look at homeless encampments along Western Avenue, where residents and business owners say growing safety concerns are changing daily life for them. While some call the situation a nuisance, those living in the encampments say they need real help as the city launches new efforts to address the problem. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf, he's live there with the story tonight. Matthew?
Well, Marla, some neighbors call this area ground zero for prostitution problems, but some also say it's a whole lot more than just that. If you go ahead and take a look at this video, this is earlier this evening. You'll see some of those homeless encampments sprawling in the area right off of Western Avenue in Oakwood. We saw tents reinforced with plywood, furniture, roaming pets, and even what appears to be a kitchen in one of those tents. But business owners say the real problem goes beyond just the homelessness, complaining about gang violence, open drug use, vandalism, prostitution. One business owner was too afraid to go on camera, but met with a candidate for the council district who made those complaints. Well, tonight we're also hearing from people from the encampment.
When she gets here at 8 in the morning, there are literally, her words, naked girls standing on Oakwood in front of her shop. Now the encampment has expanded to the sidewalk, so it's blocking ADA, it's blocking access for pedestrians, and it's taking up the parking as well. So about 3 other spaces have been lost as well to the encampment.
I was walking down, west of Beverly just now, and certainly you see a couple people here and there, but you wave or you try and do, anything you can, but,
How do you respond to people that they would call this situation a nuisance?
Yeah, I think they're right. What am I going to say? I mean, they're right. They're absolutely right. I mean, we shouldn't be living like this.
So about 2 weeks ago, we did a story 4 blocks away in Larchmont where residents there were complaining about prostitution problems as well. Since then, a task force has been announced to target Western Avenue and prostitution. Now, residents really want to start seeing the results and maybe start working in this area. Reporting live tonight, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Have there been sanitation cleanups here in the past, and or has help been offered to those who you talked to tonight?
Yes and yes. Just speaking with people from those encampments, they say that the cleanup efforts do take place. City members will come out here, but a lot of times they say they'd rather live on the street over here at this intersection than they would get the help and go to the shelter. They say that they actually feel safer living on the street than they do in the shelter.
Oh my goodness, it's one of those things that we're seeing in various neighborhoods across Los Angeles and the difficulty of tackling the problem. All right, Matthew, thank you so much. Developing tonight, Kaiser nurses on strike enter week 3, saying patient care is suffering. As Fox 11's Gina Silva reports, healthcare workers say that's leading to long waits, delayed surgeries, and more.
It's going into its 3rd week and no deal in sight. Kaiser says patients are in good hands, but nurses on the picket line say staffing shortages are delaying care. It's day 15 of nurses holding the line, saying the conditions inside Kaiser Permanente hospitals and clinics have become unsafe.
Kaiser keeps telling us to do more, and we do more, and we end up doing with a lot less staff, a lot less resources, and we're just fed up with trying to do more with less. So
Jez Mangubat, a 23-year registered nurse, says the impact shows up in patient care.
There's long wait time in the emergency department. You're waiting for anywhere between 6 to 12 hours to be seen. To see a primary physician, you're waiting 2 to 3 months, sometimes 4 months.
Nurses say while Kaiser keeps growing, staffing levels have fallen behind.
Another example would be surgeries. Patients are waiting 3 months, 4 months, 6 months to get procedures done because they're overbooked. There aren't staff.
Reduced access to lab work at this point, so if you need a diagnosis in the ER, you can't get a diagnosis right away until you get the lab work done.
They're asking for more staff, higher pay, and stronger protections for patient safety. Kaiser issued a statement that says in part, We are disappointed that union leaders chose to strike knowing the effect it could have on patient access and experience. Our commitment remains unwavering, and we will continue to take the necessary steps needed to support our members, keep them informed, and ensure they continue to receive the high-quality, compassionate care they expect from Kaiser Permanente. We will have the full statement on our website.
I try to make something happen because we really need the nurses.
George Rodriguez is urging Kaiser to return to the bargaining table with nurses. As a Kaiser patient, he says he's experienced longer delays in care.
It is true what they're saying. Everything is backed up, especially if you have psychological problems and all that. You're now waiting 15, 20 days versus 2 days.
Nurses say they want wages that keep up with inflation and market rates, and that comes to about a 25% increase. Meanwhile, Kaiser is offering a 21.5% increase. Reporting from Hollywood, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
A live look outside from atop Mount Wilson, and our weather is a change-in. Let's check in with meteorologist Star Harvey for a look at that. We're talking about rain pretty soon.
Yes, Marla, we're talking about as early as tomorrow. And today we did get a precursor. All of our cloud cover, it started early this morning, and a completely different look than what we saw to end our weekend. Sunday, absolutely gorgeous. Today, we had dry conditions out there, temperatures still above their averages, but we've been dealing with this cloud cover all Monday, and it is going to stick around with us through this evening. So kept the cloud cover in place. Temperatures down in Long Beach, 62 degrees, and we do have a very calm wind right now. We do have wind advisories in place. They kick up as early as tomorrow afternoon and go through Wednesday. Before all that, temperatures in Santa Monica at 60 degrees. We're at 63 in Chino, San Bernardino at 59, Thousand Oaks coming in at 58 degrees right now. Here's a look at those calm winds across most of the Los Angeles basin, also out towards the Inland Empire and our valleys, moving at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Shifting gears into tonight, even with that cloud cover in place, temperatures will still touch across most of the area in the upper 40s to mid 50s, depending on where you are. Here's a look at our temperatures for tomorrow. We're not just talking rain coming in towards the afternoon for most of us, but also breezes and temperatures dropping. Yesterday, our highs were in the 80s across some of the area. Tomorrow, we are dropping them down into the 60s. I have the details on how long the cool temperatures, but also the rain is sticking around coming up in my full forecast. For now, Marla, back to you.
All right, Star, thank you. New at 9 with Super Bowl 60 behind us. The ball is passed to Los Angeles to host Super Bowl 61 at SoFi. Organizers are promising bigger events, better transit, and a whole new experience for fans. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon, she's live in Inglewood to tell us more. Rachel?
Marla, hard to believe, of course, but the focus now already shifting back to Los Angeles, specifically here at SoFi Stadium. And as you well know, over the next few years, SoFi especially will be very, very busy. A reminder again, the FIFA World Cup matches will be held here in June, July. Then, of course, we have the next Super Bowl in 2027 here as well. And then 2028, of course, we have the Olympics. Well, we also know that back in 2022, not that long ago, the Rams are also playing here for the Super Bowl as well. So SoFi is used to hosting big events. However, I did speak to the president of the LA Sports and Entertainment Commission earlier today. She tells me her and her team were actually up in the Bay Area, not so much to watch or cheer on a team or even watch the halftime show. She said they go up to do their homework and really study what they can do better the following year. Take a listen.
Seeing what they were doing that was new and next, got some really great ideas. So the next couple months is really, okay, what did we learn from what they did that we haven't done that we can do different? What can we do to showcase that we're the media capital of the world?
Well, President, right there, she was telling me, actually, she says, while 2022, Marlo, was a successful Super Bowl here at SoFi, she did remind me, though, that was really during the time we were coming off of COVID still, so it was very hard to do a lot of activities as well as community events. She goes, this year, or actually next year, it'll be better than ever. We also talked about how there's added transportation, upgrades to the airport, as well as more metro options for visitors coming from out of state. So we'll have more things to offer, of course, for those coming to visit for all those big events. So plenty to look forward to for many years to come here at SoFi. Green Live tonight. I'm Rachel Aragon. I'll send it back to you.
So Rachel, the ball was officially passed as of yesterday, but planning's been in the works for some time now, right?
Yeah, planning really starts for quite a bit of time. As you heard from her right there, she was up in the Bay Area already planning what they can do better or different. As we know, though, the Super Bowl next year does land on Valentine's Day, so we'll see how that actually impacts a lot of people who watch, of course. But the planning, though, I couldn't believe to learn just how much goes into putting on this huge event for the host city.
All eyes on SoFi Stadium. Big win for Inglewood. All right, and the greater Los Angeles, really. Rachel, thank you so much. Are you feeling sluggish after Super Bowl Sunday? Well, you're not alone. Up next, a group backed by Tom Brady and comedian Drewski wants to make the Monday after the big game a national holiday. And yes, that wedding was real. A local love story takes center stage at the Super Bowl halftime show. Plus, the Seattle Seahawks are celebrating in true MVP fashion by heading to Disneyland. We'll take you there.
Yeah, to be able to say I'm going to Disneyland, it's something that I've always dreamed of as a kid, watching former quarterbacks, former athletes win the Super Bowl and say those famous lines.
Yeah, to be able to say I'm going to Disneyland after winning the Super Bowl, it means a lot.
The Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions after their 29-13 win over New England. MVP Kenneth Walker III and quarterback Sam Darnold declared, "We're going to Disneyland." The duo led a parade today at Disneyland, celebrating the Anaheim Park's 70th anniversary. Of course, what a way to cap off the season. Congratulations to them. All right, did you see Villa's Tacos during the big Super Bowl halftime show? Victor Villa and his famous taco cart, they were highlighted, and they weren't the only locals at the big game. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez reports.
Los declaro marido y mujer. Puedes besar a la novia. They really did get married during the Super Bowl Bad Bunny halftime show. Covina High graduates Thomas Walter and Elisa Aparicio had invited his favorite musician to their wedding. The next thing they know, they are getting invited to say "I do" during the Super Bowl halftime show. The show's hairdressers, also local, told us all about it when they returned to L.A.
It was totally unexpected. It was nothing that they thought would ever happen.
They asked, and next thing you know, they're on stage, and Bad Bunny was his favorite artist, and she had mentioned to me that Lady Gaga was hers, so it just felt like everything was meant to be. I got to do her hair for the biggest day of her life.
It was also a big day in the lives of the Los Angeles mariachi divas de Cindy Chea, the multi-Grammy winners, talking to us as they make their way back from San Francisco.
I think it was just incredible, surreal. We're all just extremely grateful and honored to represent our communities and the diversity on there within the orchestra.
When I say Villas, you say tacos. Villas! Tacos! Villas! Tacos!
Also proud, Chef Victor Villa outside Highland Park's Villa's Tacos, where people lined up after seeing him during the halftime show. That's him. You know, the son of immigrants who started his business selling tacos outside his family's home. Benito! Now posting videos with Bad Bunny from the Super Bowl. Is there a moment that it hit you just how proud you have to be about?
Oh yeah, right before that, like right before and right after.
What's going through your heart? I mean, the pride.
Love, love. That's it. Love's going through my heart right now. Gratitude.
In Highland Park, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
All right, are you feeling tired after Super Bowl Sunday? You're not alone. A nonprofit group backed by Tom Brady and comedian Drewski is pushing to make the Monday after the big game a national holiday. Supported by delivery company GoPuff, the effort highlights how millions skip work that day, the day after, costing $5.2 billion in lost productivity. Experts say businesses should plan ahead for major events like this, offering flexible scheduling to avoid disruptions.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
All right, live look outside from atop Mount Wilson, and we showed up to work today. And Star, I'm glad you did because you have some rain to talk about.
Yes, and you know, even if it were that holiday, Marla, we'd still be here.
That's true,
and happily so, right? To get you through what's about to come as early as tomorrow. We do have dry conditions out there, pointing out this view. We have those clouds hanging around, and they've been in place through the bulk of our Monday. Now, as we push into tonight, you'll see here on our satellite and radar, we are expecting that the clouds will remain in place. That rain is going to arrive for us tomorrow, the second half of tomorrow. Some of us may see that early rain chance building in earlier in the day. But as you can see right now, John, even closer, heavy cloud cover out there. Not just rain and also temperatures dropping. We are also expecting to see some winds kicking up across some of the area. All of our highlighted beige area here is in a wind advisory. It does kick off tomorrow afternoon and it will stick around through Wednesday afternoon, where we could see our winds moving as high as 30 miles per hour from the south there. And we are looking at potentially having gusts across some of the area at time reaching about 50 miles per hour or higher potentially. We also have a high surf advisory. This is going to be out to the west of LA. It is for our Ventura County beaches. We are looking at large breaking waves, possibly 4 to 7 feet there, and also dangerous rip currents. These advisories are in place until Wednesday evening. As of tonight, things are looking really cloudy, but not feeling too bad, especially when we drop into tonight, depending on where you are. We're expecting to have those 30s in the mountains. That is really cold out there, but then we do have areas like along the coastline that is going to see temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. The interior sections across the LA County area could see our our lows in the upper 40s to low 50s. Here's a look into tomorrow morning. We do have that disturbance sitting offshore, drawing in closer and closer by tomorrow afternoon. Now, earlier in the day with this outside band, we could see some of that early rain arriving for us, but most of it is due to hold off until the second half of tomorrow. So pushing into tomorrow afternoon during the evening, late night hours, most of us should see the heaviest of our rain moving through, and likely to continue to be the heaviest through the early hours of Wednesday morning. Later in the day on Wednesday, maybe we'll see a stray shower or two hanging around the Los Angeles area through the early hours, I can say. And then by the time we move to Thursday, we are looking to dry out. Here's a look at that. Once again, 40% chance of rain tomorrow as well as Wednesday, drying out Thursday through the start of the weekend. And then we have a secondary system that should bring in more rain. That's not due to arrive until we get to next week. And of course, those temperatures, we talked about them dropping. We're looking at a high of 65 degrees tomorrow across the LA area. Back to you.
All right, Star, thank you. Struggling to make ends meet. Coming up, a new program is offering up to $15,000 to help cover rent, mortgage, or utility bills. But there's a catch. Find out who qualifies and how to apply. That's next. New at 9, help is here for renters in Los Angeles County. Applications are open for the county's emergency rent relief program, offering up to $15,000 per unit to cover 6 months of rent, mortgage, debt, or utilities. The program runs through March 11th and prioritizes small landlords and low-income households. With $14.6 million in new funding, officials aim to assist more residents facing financial struggles. We have details on how to apply on our website, foxla.com. A California lawmaker is pushing a bill to make remote work a permanent option for many state employees. The proposal would require agencies to allow remote work when possible or explain in writing why in-office work is necessary. This comes as Governor Newsom plans to enforce a new mandate starting July 1st, requiring most state employees to work in person 4 days a week. New at 9, Lyft launches a new ride option for teens. It's called Lyft Teen. It gives parents a safe, affordable way to get their kids around. Only top-rated drivers with background checks can participate. Parents create verified teen profiles and can track rides in real time. The service rolled out today in Atlanta, New York, and over 200 U.S. cities. It's not here in Los Angeles yet. Lyft says it's focused on safety and convenience for families.
This is Ed Lascos. Tonight, we are live in the San Fernando Valley. Serious crasher involving a Tesla. It starts burning. You know what that means. Lithium-ion batteries. Possibility of toxic smoke. Big black smoke from the fire. Stand by for the latest on that.
Also, another desperate plea. Today, host Savannah Guthrie releasing a new video as the search for her missing mother intensifies.
Across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
A fiery crash involving a Tesla shuts down a busy street, leading to 2 people rushed to the hospital, and hazmat crews called in for a dangerous cleanup in the San Fernando Valley. Fox 11's Ed Lascos, he's live in Winnetka with the story tonight. Ed?
And Marla, this is a very serious crash, and if that's not bad enough, you have a Tesla, it starts burning. You know the concerns when you have the lithium-ion battery burning, the possibility of toxic smoke. So a very difficult situation here for first responders. Joe, take us into this story. I want you to look at that pine tree over there and the trunk, the bark ripped off, because that is where the Tesla slams right into that tree. These trees never give way when you have accidents like that. We don't know if another vehicle sideswipes that Tesla, sending it across the center line into that tree, or for some other reason it just loses control coming around the bend here on Nordhoff and then hits that tree head on. Watch. That is a Tesla turned fireball as LA City Fire Engine 104 rushes in. This video, shared on the Citizens app, shows traffic backed up on Nordhoff with a pillar of thick black smoke now pouring out of that burning Tesla. It is a crash scene that has victims and debris widespread along the roadway, up on the sidewalk. Check that. That's a right front tire and the rim of the Tesla sent flying yards away, all from the impact, ripped off after the Tesla slams head-on into a tree. Firefighters work on this crash victim after pulling her out of the wreckage and all the smoke. The Tesla, the only wreckage here, but don't be fooled, it is still a dangerous scene as first responders deal with a fully engulfed Tesla, an electric vehicle that's known to burn hot. And if this fire isn't threatening enough, look at all the black smoke, a threat to be contaminated with dangerous chemicals, all the burn-off from the Tesla's lithium-ion battery. Here LAPD chasing onlookers away, keeping them back from all the smoke. Even the victims move to a safe distance away. They are all rushed to the ER while the firefight with the Tesla brings this comment from a witness.
I'm surprised that they got this thing off quickly. Usually with the Teslas, they last a while. They're just gonna keep watering it and keep going because those things reignite sometimes.
And now you are looking live here on Nordhoff, and it was a break for firefighters in dealing with all of this because this area on Nordhoff, if you're familiar with it, the cross as you're looking down in that direction is Mason. But this is really an industrial area, a lot of warehouses, loading docks for tractor trailers. So it's not a residential area, and that would have been a big concern as first responders rush in here. Residential area, you have smoke like that, and suddenly you're thinking, well, we might have to do an evacuation. Not the case here because of the situation in the neighborhood that we're dealing with. I can tell you that 2 people rushed to the ER, one listed as critical. Don't know, Marla, if it was a result of the crash itself or possibly the smoke from the fire, although we did hear on the LA City Fire that they were requesting on their emergency radio another paramedic unit to come over here to deal with smoke inhalation. So a very touchy situation for LA City Fire, one that we have seen before, especially when you have a Tesla involved. It starts the burning, and especially when you have the electric vehicles and the batteries that they use.
And as far as the cause, it's still speculation at this point, Ed?
Yeah. LA City, LAPD, they're traffic investigators from their traffic division working on this. They're trying to figure out why the vehicle, the Tesla, lost control anyway. There's a big round curve that you come up here, so there was speculation maybe it was speeding and they went off, but there are no skid marks. Then there was talk there was a second vehicle involved in all of this that may have sideswiped the Tesla, sending it out of control and have it caroming right into the tree itself. But really a wild situation. And then you have all of that. Then you have the fire. Then you have some people who are hurt. Very, very touchy situation here this morning.
Yes, and those lithium-ion batteries, they're something else. So it's amazing that, to that citizen's point, that they got it out as quickly as they did. All right, Ed, thank you so much. A decades-old cold case may finally see justice. 63-year-old Brian Walton is now charged with the 1996 murder of 23-year-old Claudia Guevara, whose body was found in a drainage ditch in Azusa. DNA evidence reportedly links the suspect to the crime, and he faces life in prison or possibly the death penalty if convicted. Tonight, San Francisco 49ers defensive lineman Keon White is recovering after being shot outside a San Francisco nightclub early this morning. Police say the shooting happened just after 4 a.m. following a verbal altercation between 2 groups. White suffered a gunshot wound to the ankle and is expected to recover. No arrests have been made as the investigation continues. We'll take a look. This man, Tommy DeMorizzi, was arrested today at Newark Airport. He's linked to former Olympian Ryan Wedding, who was accused of running a billion-dollar cocaine empire. Authorities allege DeMorizzi helped locate a witness who was later killed. Wedding has pleaded not guilty to the charges. His trial begins in March. Today Show host Savannah Guthrie releasing a new heart-wrenching video as the search for her missing mother continues for a second week. Investigators still have not identified a person of interest in the case or what potential leads they are looking at. Meantime, the deadline for a $6 million ransom has come and gone. Fox's Caroline Elliott has more.
Savannah Guthrie begging for answers in a new Instagram video 2 hours before the ransom deadline.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help.
The Today Show co-anchor asking the public for help after her 84-year-old mother disappeared more than 1 week ago.
We are at an hour of desperation.
The latest from investigators, or at least what they're saying publicly, is they still do not have a suspect or a person of interest in this case. Over the weekend, detectives continued searching Nancy Guthrie's home, focusing on the septic tank in her backyard.
You don't want to find out a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now when you actually catch the suspect that her body was in there. And so you've got to check that. Maybe a cell phone was flushed down the toilet. Maybe some other device that might give them some information is in there. They've got to check it.
An alleged ransom note set a Monday evening deadline for the family to hand over $6 million in Bitcoin. The Guthries have released several videos on social media pleading for their mother's return.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
TMZ reports the Bitcoin wallet was still empty as of Monday morning, and experts fear that even if the ransom were paid, it may be untraceable. In Tucson, Arizona, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Well, tonight we've learned what led to the passing of legendary actress Catherine O'Hara. According to the LA County Medical Examiner, she died from a pulmonary embolism with rectal cancer as an underlying cause. O'Hara, who was 71, passed away January 30th after being rushed to a Santa Monica hospital due to breathing difficulties. A Pasadena fire captain is facing 9 felony charges for allegedly sexually abusing 3 children over a span of 2 decades. Prosecutors say 45-year-old Christopher Ramstead committed lewd acts while in positions of trust. The victims were all under 14 years old, with incidents reported in LA and Ventura counties from 2003 to last year. Ramstead has pleaded not guilty and is being held without bail. Hollywood labor talks are heating up. SAG-AFTRA begins contract negotiations today with producers. Their current deal, set to expire in June, followed a 118-day strike. Key issues include artificial intelligence, streaming, and new technology. The Writers Guild of America is also preparing for spring negotiations. Both unions aim to address industry changes impacting their members. The Department of Justice is investigating Netflix over its bid to buy Warner Brothers. A Wall Street Journal report says the DOJ is now looking at Netflix potentially becoming a monopoly if it acquires Warner Brothers. It's also reviewing Paramount's offer for potential anti-competitive tactics. Officials with Netflix say they believe the investigation is standard practice and are cooperating with the department. The world's biggest social media platforms on trial in a Los Angeles courtroom today for allegedly fostering an addiction that hurts young users. Opening statements in this landmark case started today. Fox 11's Haley Winslow was in the courtroom for day 1.
How often are you guys on social media?
Like every day.
4 hours a day. Teenagers marched through downtown LA to take a stand against ICE and say social media keeps them politically informed.
That's where you get your news, probably, isn't it? 100%. Free Palestine, and we get to acknowledge what's happening in Gaza, and all these things that are going around in this nation that are unfair to us and to everybody else. It affects everyone, and if there's somebody out there that doesn't think that it doesn't affect them, it does. And you're fighting
for those who can't.
100%, 100%.
At the same time, right across the street and inside LA Superior Court, lawyers fight against social media, arguing it fosters youth addiction. It's a trial closely watched as a test case for hundreds of similar pending lawsuits. The plaintiff, identified as KGM, is suing for severe mental harm. Already reaching a settlement with TikTok and Snapchat, the NorCal woman is now after Meta and Google-owned YouTube. Now, an adult, KGM says she was hooked on the platforms at age 10, and from them says she suffered depression, bullying, and sextortion. The suit says kids consumed by social media has also led to eating disorders, sleep deprivation, broad discontentment for life, even suicide, and that she was almost a statistic.
If there are, I guess, fears, parents can take control of that. And But other than that, I think also kids should know what's right from wrong. I mean that's what you grow up learning.
KGM says her mom implemented parental controls, but like some kids, she found a way around it. Now she's trying to protect other children from similar harm. Her lawyer says this case is about two of the richest corporations in human history, powered by complex algorithms designed to exploit the psychology of children. A benchmark decision soon in the hands of 12 jurors. In downtown LA, Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
A federal judge stops California from banning federal immigration agents from wearing masks. The law, signed in September, required agents to show clear identification but did not allow them to cover their faces. The Trump administration said the ban put officers at risk and went against the Constitution. The judge decided the law singled out federal agents unfairly since it didn't apply to state officers. However, the judge did uphold a separate law requiring law enforcement officers in California to display their agency and name or badge number. New tonight, LA Mayor Karen Bass is pushing for wildfire recovery in the Pacific Palisades. Bass, Councilmember Tracy Park, and local leaders met state leaders in Sacramento today. Mayor Bass's office says thanks to her efforts, rebuilding permits in the Palisades are now approved twice as fast with fewer requirements. But insurance delays and denials remain a major challenge for residents trying to rebuild their homes. Well, a tough road ahead. Up next, skiing legend Lindsey Vonn reveals the extent of her devastating injury after a crash on the slopes. Plus, the NBA All-Star Game is lighting up Inglewood this weekend, but the real MVP might just be the food. We'll show you the must-try spots.
As we head into tomorrow, we are tracking cooler conditions, breezy winds, but also a chance for some rain to roll across the LA region. I'll have those details and more on the other side of this break.
Olympic skiing legend Lindsey Vonn says she suffered a complex tibia fracture after her crash in the Olympic downhill in Italy. The 41-year-old says the injury will require multiple surgeries, but she has no regrets about competing. Vaughn says the crash happened after clipping a gate, adding her previously injured ACL did not play a role. Her long-term racing future remains uncertain.
Well, the thing is, she's 41 years old. You end this way, and, this is the end of her career. I mean, it's not that there will be no more ski races for Lindsey Vonn, at least as long as I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, that was her dad speaking. Vonn has been part of 5 Olympic teams with 3 medals, including 1 gold in her career. How about this? Some Olympians are having a major issue with their medal. Athletes, including American skier Breezy Johnson and figure skater Alyssa Liu, say their medals detached from their ribbons. Johnson even warned others not to jump while wearing them. The NBA All-Star Game is taking over Inglewood this coming weekend, and the excitement goes well beyond the court. Fox 11's Bob DeCastro shows us what's on the menu at must-try food stops.
For an all-star culinary experience.
Hey, nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for taking us on the tour. No problem, boss. Happy to be here.
We turn to Tay's Food Tour. The social media star introduces us to his favorite spots in Inglewood.
You coming from out of town, this place you say is
one of the
slam
ones.
dunk.
Slam dunk.
Why?
This is a home run. This is the spot.
This is the
This
spot.
family owned. The community, local, family, small business. You got to support that.
Yeah.
And then they got the food. They got the flavor. They got exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Do it.
Let's do it.
We begin with the Toast and Jam, a mother-daughter team serving American classics with a southern twist. The locals come for the catfish.
Yeah, hit it with a little bit of that hot sauce and you can't go wrong. Just a little dab of hot sauce on there.
A little dab?
Yeah, just a little dab.
Oh.
You want the whole bottle.
That's all right.
I'll go in with
Cheers.
you. Ready? Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
I think they knew you were coming. It's even better than the last time I had it.
What is it? What is it? It's the seasonings. It's the right seasonings. The crunch on the outside.
Crispiness. It's that
crispiness.
crunch.
That's perfect.
You can't get any better than that.
No, man. That's
when you get down into that seasoning, you can't get any better.
And savory waffles.
You just need a little bit of syrup.
Okay.
That's all you need. Some people go butter and syrup. I just like straight syrup. Grab that. Straight in with our hands.
Nice and
we don't need no
utensils.
Real savage like.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Again.
A little crisp on the
crisp
S.
on the outside.
Yeah. And then a little softness in the inside, real pillowy.
Yeah. Some good batter, huh?
Woo. This is that spot.
This is the spot.
I told you. This is that spot.
And then this combo, too, just with the little bit of heat, with the sweetness.
Next, we bounce over to Steaks LA, a neighborhood butcher shop that opens a hibachi grill on the weekends.
People in the community live right there, didn't know they did that until I went, and that hibachi is the one. They have some top chefs in there, and it's crazy because it's not a restaurant. They just do it right out on the patio on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's delicious.
What's the different combos that they can have in your hibachi?
You can do everything. You can do chicken, you can do filet mignon, shrimp, lobster, they got it all.
And if you don't have a ticket to the game, Tay says head to the Wood Urban Kitchen. It's a sports lounge, also known for its tender slabs of barbecue.
Those ribs, you can get some good brisket in there, just about everything. Literally everything is good. You can't go wrong.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, now I'm mad at Bobby that he didn't invite us, Star, for that tour. That all looks so good.
For sure. Yeah, I was watching him dump that Louisiana hot sauce on top with
so
that
good.
cornmeal breading on a catfish. Absolutely.
The waffle got me.
Yeah. All of it. I think we're hungry, Marla. Yeah, it's too late. It's well past dinner time. But get you some comfort food because this wet weather, but also the cooler weather, it is settling in for us to start off our week. Now, we got through the bulk of today under dry conditions. We did get some cooler conditions across some of the area, across some of Southern California. Most of us did see our temperatures continue above the averages, and then we have the clouds, and they've been here with us throughout today. Started this morning. They are sticking around through this evening as well. As we push into tomorrow and Wednesday, we can't expect to not just have the cool conditions conditions remain in place, but also the wet conditions. And yes, it is expected to be breezy. We could see our winds kicking up with gusts as high as 50 miles per hour at times across some of the area. We're also looking at the most widespread of our rain chances to kick in tomorrow night and stick around during those overnight hours into Wednesday. We are looking at some of our mountains possibly accumulating anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. Here's a look at our observed highs for today. I can tell you over the weekend we had beautiful skies, but also gorgeous conditions in the 80s for some of us coming off of Super Bowl Sunday. Today we replaced some of those temperatures with cooler conditions. Where you see the yellow, we had some 70s on the map, 60s across the high deserts. Our low deserts did see those temperatures continue in some of the warmer spots as well. Now, as we push over into tomorrow morning, we will continue with that cloud cover across the area. Maybe some of us earlier in the day will see a chance for a spot shower or two, but the bulk of that moisture is expected to arrive for us during the second half of tomorrow. You'll see that here present on our futurecast. This is tomorrow night where the rain chances are sticking around through the early morning hours of Wednesday. So again, if you have those late night plans tomorrow or early morning plans, whatever you're out there doing, just make sure to play it safe. And yes, have your rain gear. You will need it. Pushing into the second half of Wednesday, we should start to see our conditions clearing out. As far as rain totals through Wednesday, we are looking at locally about 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch accumulating. Of course, across some of our mountains, we may see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches possible. And then, of course, a look into the winds. We do have advisories in place. They start off tomorrow and they do carry through Wednesday afternoon as well. We're across some of those darker colors. You can see them there. We could see our winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour, or at times could get even higher than that. So we covered the breezes, we covered the rain. Here's a look into the temperatures tomorrow. We're dropping down to about 65 degrees across the LA Inland Orange County area, remaining in the 60s through at least a Thursday. We are expecting to dry out for the end of this work week, pushing into the start of the weekend, but then we have a secondary system that is expected to bring in another rain cycle late in the weekend, moving into next week. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, we are shooting for highs in the 60s tomorrow. A lot cooler across the mountains, shooting for highs in the 50s. And then as that storm system exits, we will see our temperatures in the 40s. And of course, the coasts tomorrow, we're shooting for highs in the 60s with rain chances later in the day for you as well. Back to you.
All right, Star, thanks. Astronauts snapping selfies in space. Coming up, NASA is now allowing smartphones on missions. A closer look at what's behind the new rules.